Hey, what up, everybody? This is Stephen Breach coming to you here today. This morning, whenever it was, Kurt Angle, he tweeted out that he was going to be wrestling Eric Young at Bound for Glory 2015, ending the mystery of Kurt Angle's mystery opponent. He was just basically booked to wrestle on Bound for Glory, the WrestleMania of TNA, but had the big old to be determined next to his name that everybody knows, card subject to change. With TNA's roster being pretty thin these days, and basically a few of the matches already being put together, whether if it's Drew McIntyre going up against Aaron Carter III, or it's Bobby Lashley going up against Bobby Roode, the Wolves having their match against the Global Force guys, Kurt Hawkins and Trevor Lee. There's a lot of guys already taken off the show. It was a mystery. Maybe were they going to bring back one of the TNA guys that had left the company, whether that's James Storm or Austin Aries, trying to have a one-night appearance, trying to get them to come back and have a really good match with Kurt Angle. But it turns out that they're going to use homegrown talent, Eric Young, a guy that's been there almost from the very beginning of TNA. A very good wrestler, a guy that's been used in almost every role that there could be, whether if it's comedy, whether if it's, high impact, real wrestling, or a guy that has the fuse of Kurt Angle that can snap at almost any time. Angle just basically had a big feud with the fallen soldier, Melendez. It's Melendez, right? I think that's his name, on TNA Impact. I guess that he, lost the war in the end, basically by getting beat up on Impact last week. But this should be a good match. I mean, honestly, when you think about it, Eric Young probably isn't the biggest name opponent for Kurt Angle to have at Bound for Glory. But when you think about it, this honestly could be Kurt Angle's last, pay-per-view match, the last match that has a lot of eyes on it. If TNA is smart, I don't think they have a pay-per-view before the end of the year, but they'll build up one of those pay-per-view impacts where they put one of the names on it, whether if it's like No Surrender or something like that, and build it up around Kurt Angle's last match. It might be good if you have him lose, but then again, if you don't have television anymore and your show's getting canceled by Destination America, no one's going to be watching from anywhere else. But I mean, it would be good to put somebody over beating this guy that you've been building somebody up, and sort of, I maybe do sort of like the Ric Flair and Shawn Michaels, where you don't want to beat your hero, but you have to. And maybe it'd be good if they put that soldier guy over him, or something like that, and try and build that guy up, as being the guy who beat Kurt Angle. It's probably going to be the last big match of Kurt Angle, and hopefully it's not the last big match of his career. But definitely, he says he's not going to re-sign with TNA. He says he's not going to be rushing to WWE, and there's lots of word that WWE isn't really rushing to sign Kurt Angle, thinking that he might not be able to pass the physical, might not be able to wrestle for WWE on a WrestleMania or Royal Rumble, whatever people's dreams are for this guy. But we'll have to see. I mean, it's going to be one of his last real go-rounds. So we'll see what's going down. Peace out, everybody. Should be a good match. See you at Bound for Glory.